Welcome back, Attack! Today we got a really awesome video talking about anime. Yeah, if you're a fan of anime or cel-shaded games, then you might get a little bit excited with this top 10 list. Calm yourselves though, we gotta get started here first saying that this is upcoming anime games, and generally anime games are made in the East, and East games don't always come to the West. So some of these games might be wholly different when they actually do make it to us here in the West, or maybe their translations are gonna get botched, or maybe, yeah, I don't know, they might not actually ever come. But hey guys, let's be optimistic. Here's the top 10 upcoming online anime games. Now, starting off the list, we have ZENONIA Online, or also known as ZENONIA S, which currently is kind of almost released. It's not quite released for the United States, but I believe Canada can play it, maybe Europe. Either way, ZENONIA Online is sort of like the action RPG or almost MMO style of ZENONIA. You get to actually play as some heroes from the previous games, and it does kind of tie into the previous games, but one thing to note is that it is not like the previous games. You're going to have some mechanics, but overall, you're not going to have like this giant overworld to explore, which is very Zelda-esque. You do have your character, which you can level up, but really, mostly, it's a dungeon diver. It is an online action RPG, not exactly an MMO like the game would have led you to believe, but it does have a really crisp and cartoon art style that looks really good, and overall, because it is a, well, quite action-packed action RPG, it looks really explosive with its sort of like anime/Flash-esque art style, which is kind of dazzling. At number 9, we have ARPIEL Online. Sorry guys, I'm gonna butcher some of these names, but this is gonna be an anime-inspired action RPG that seems to be kind of more in vein like Diablo-esque versus how ZENONIA is more like Zelda. So yeah, ARPIEL, think like anime mixed with Diablo, and then that's pretty much the story here. I think a lot of people are probably gonna play it because of the character designs, and generally that's why people play anime games, is because of the characters. They are, well, very colorful, and it's anime. Overall, it probably won't live up to the hype of something like Diablo. It's not going to have that hardcore edge that a lot of players want to sink their teeth into, but it seems like it could be a casual counter and could still be a lot of fun. At number 8, we have GUNSLINGER STRATOS, which is based off of the anime, and it looks pretty interesting, but I have a feeling that it's actually going to be received and play and feel very similar to Rise of Incarnates, the 2v2 fighting game that's for free as well. Its control scheme just isn't as free as I would want it to, but it's still a pretty interesting game, and of course the base material to be inspired from is definitely something to be inspiring. Hopefully it's not a cash grab. It looks like it has some pretty tactical gameplay, so let's see how it plays out when it, well, actually maybe comes to the West. Now, number 7 is a weird game. Its overarching art style isn't exactly anime-inspired, but there is some anime injected into this game, as the pilots are like these, well, quite sexualized female anime girls, women, and well, that's just basically pretty much the anime inspiration. This is by Square Enix, so we are expecting something kind of niche, but definitely high quality with a lot of polish. This is a mech game also, by the way, so if there's anything that's anime other than the female pilots, it's gotta be giant robots, right? Okay, I think that's worthy enough to go on this list. At number 6, we have Soul Worker. This is a game that's been in development hell and really reminds me of a PSP title called God Eater. Regardless, this game has been in development for so long that I am unsure if it's even ever gonna really come out, but it looks really awesome. It's got that sweet spot, that anime sweet spot, that it's not too hardcore, but at the same time it's not too chibi, it's not too cute. It's just right. It seems like it's going to be a fantastically action-packed action RPG from the third-person view. It's supposed to handle kind of like a third-person shooter, and we're supposed to have this really interesting story with this vacant city that harbors psychic players and then hordes of monsters, and I don't know, I just want to get in there and I want to find out for myself if it ever comes out. Halfway through the list now, we have Cosmic Break 2. Now, this game really surprised me. I had no idea that it was going to be so polished. It looks so action-packed. Now, a lot of these games actually do kind of have action in it, but Cosmic Break has action in 3 freaking dimensions. It's supposed to be a high-speed shooter game, but some characters actually don't even use guns. They use melee weapons. So, really kind of almost more in vain, kind of like Overwatch, you know, like a character-based shooter game like that. And it's supposed to be so explosive, so big, so out there. Cosmic Break, at first I saw it, I thought it was going to be kind of silly. It still is kind of silly, but it definitely should be taken seriously as a contender for one of the best coming online anime games. At number 4, Tree of Savior. Many have already stated that this game really looks like the spiritual successor to Ragnarok Online. I have to kind of agree. Tree of Savior even looks like it's going even further than what a sequel to Ragnarok would be. It's truly its own thing. It boasts hundreds of classes that can be unlocked and customized, and the art style alone is really very unique. Even if you don't like anime, I think you can really truly appreciate its mixing of 2D sprites that are wonderfully handcrafted, as well as the 3D cel-shaded, pseudo-cel-shaded, I'm not even sure. Either way, the art styles are kind of conflicting, but at the same time blended together very well. This game looks like a work of art. It really looks like a playable Fable. On to the big bad 3, here we have MapleStory 2, and honestly, there was no way that we were going to get away with not putting MapleStory on this list. Now, we were going to originally put the first MapleStory, which is still a hugely popular game, and historically one of the most populated games ever of all time, forever, but MapleStory 2 is coming out, and even though it's kind of blending Minecraft art style and it is going 3D, it still has its anime chibi roots, and truly, this is chibi, well, now squared. Literally, squares. Get it? Anyways, MapleStory 2 looks like it's going to be a bucket of fun. It's definitely going to be a casual game, but it's probably going to be the best casual game. Second to one on this list for the free online anime games is going to be Blade and Soul. Honestly, I can't even tell you how long I've been waiting for this game. I thought it looked like an amazing hardcore MMORPG. It looked amazing, just graphically amazing. And yes, it is an anime-inspired game. As you can see, it's not exactly the most realistic depiction of the human body. It is quite sexualized, but it is anime-inspired. Not chibi. Let's go with the opposite end of that spectrum there, and then you have Blade and Soul. It looks seriously awesome. All of the abilities really remind me of Guild Wars 2, how everything kind of has like this painted effect, lots of cool blade trails. I don't think you could really do a Kung Fu game better. Kung Fu's all about being outrageous, and Blade and Soul looks outrageous. And number 1 on our top 10 is PERIA Chronicles. This MMO is trying to kind of do it all. It's taking a casual approach to some really hardcore ideas, some hardcore staples of the MMO industry. But because they're allowing player-created content into pretty much every facet of the game, it's really turning it all on its head. Plus, it's got an amazing art style which has award-winning animations. Look how good these animations are in this game, let alone the raw textures. PERIA Chronicles also has the unique concept of kind of being like a Pokemon kind of game. You actually are a summoner type character. You go and capture characters, creatures, whatever, and then you use these, you summon these, and they fight for you. Player housing? No, just kidding. We're actually gonna allow you to build entire environments. You can even make quests. PERIA Chronicles has something wholly new for gameplay, wholly new for character archetypes because we're going to be using summoning, and also a really awesome art style that isn't just unique but looks entirely polished. PERIA Chronicles deserves number 1. Yeah, it's a little bit sad, but it's over. That was it. That was our top 10 upcoming anime online games. Hopefully they do come in pristine condition to the West so that we can all play them and enjoy them. If you have any online anime games that you want to share, go ahead, leave it in the comments below. I'm pretty sure we'd all like to know. And thanks for watching. Please come back, attack, and remember to like and subscribe so that you can stay notified if any top 10s are coming out. And of course, news and first impression looks on all these awesome upcoming online games, be it anime or otherwise. Welcome back, Attack. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 free-to-play MMOs for this year, for 2015. And I think across all the genres for free-to-plays, we've seen so much innovation in MOBAs, in MMOs, in like card games. We've seen so many new things this past year, and hopefully, maybe, probably so, 2015 is going to be just as exciting.